Good morning to everyone. Now we are going to see the next unit. In this unit, we have two topics, sequencing problem and game theory. The first one is sequencing problem. So, for the introduction, the sequencing problem arises whenever there is a need to determine an optimum order of performing a number of jobs by various machines so as to minimize the total time or cost, etc. For example, we are going to print a book means that means you are going to ready a book means first we have to go for printing, the next we have to come with binding. For printing you have to put one machine, similarly for binding is also we have to go with the another machine. So the same book has to be finished means the first we have to come with the printing machine, afterwards only we have to come with the binding machine. So here the consider example of printing a book. Here the first job is printing, which is done by a particular machine. Second job is binding, which is done by another machine. Suppose we are going to type a topic means that is also for the another machine. The first one is we have to type a content, the next will be printing, the next will be binding. So we have to go for etc. That means one job is goes for 2 to 3 machines or 4 machines or n machines, etc. So like this we are doing one job means we have to minimize the total cost or time. So we have to come with this sequencing problem. So before that we have to come with some definitions. Processing time. Processing time means is the time required by a job on each machine. So one particular job has to be finished means it should be taken time for each machine, the total time for the each machine. The next will be processing order. This refers to the sequence in which machines have to complete the job. Processing order means once you have to complete the machine, the first job will be completed by the first machine means after completion only you have to come with the second machine the same job. Idle time. This is the time in which a machine does not have any job. This will be the machine sleeping time. Suppose one job is, you have to take the example for book. Suppose you are printing one book for first machine, you have to come with the next machine means it should be after completing printing only we have to come with the binding. So in the next book you have to print means after printing only we have to come with the first machine. So you have to wait for some time. So that time is considered to be your ideal time. Total elapsed time. The total time for completing all the jobs by all the machine. Suppose we are going to do 5 jobs means all the 5 jobs should be completed by all the machines we get one time. So that is your total elapsed time. So we are going for the first topic, that is processing of n jobs by 2 machines. For this we have one algorithm that should be called by Johnson's algorithm. Let us consider n jobs to be completed in machine 1 and machine 2 to find the sequencing of the given problem. So here we have to come with the process of job. Suppose we have a job 1 2 3 4 5 job means in we have to convert the order. It should be 2 3 4 and 1 or 2 3 1 4 5, it should be vary. So first you have to find out that order. For that we have the steps. Draw a figure with n boxes. That means n jobs you are given means you have to draw n boxes. Suppose we have 5 jobs means you should draw the 5 boxes. In the next step, look for the smallest duration among all the durations. If this number corresponds to the first machine, enter this order in the left side first box. If the number corresponds to machine 2, enter this order in the last box, that is right extreme. So we have the processing time for machine 1 as well as machine 2. First we have to find out the smallest duration. Suppose the smallest duration is belongs to machine 1 means in that box you having n boxes, so you should enter that particular job. Suppose machine 1 means the job will be 3 means you should write 3 in the first box. Suppose it will be in the machine 2 means you have to write in the last box. Suppose the same 3 job, the third job will be how you should write in the last box. Look for the next smallest number in the duration. If the number corresponds to the first machine, enter this order in the left side. If the number corresponds to the second machine, enter this order in the right side. The same process. After completing the third job, you have to come with the next job. So you have to search the another smallest duration. So the next smallest duration you have to find out. That belongs to machine 1 means you should enter in the left hand side. That should be in the machine 2 means you should enter in the right hand side. Continue the process until all the boxes are filled. From this we get the sequencing of the given problem. In case of tie, we can choose the number arbitrarily. So after completing the box only we have to come with the tabular column. In case of tie means suppose two machines having the same smallest duration means you have to choose arbitrarily. That means you have to give first preference for the first one. So the next step is you have to prepare a tabular column. So we get the sequence for the job. So enter the order of the jobs in the first column. The next will be enter the heading machine 1 and machine 2 in the second and third column. So we have third columns, 3 columns. In 3 columns, the first heading will be job, the second heading will be machine 1, third heading will be machine 2. So machine 1 you have to divide 2 columns. Similarly machine 2 also you have to divide 2 columns. The first one is time in, the second one is time out. Similarly you have to draw with the second machine also. The starting time is always 0. The duration of the first job is the time out. So the starting time, that is time in, will be for the first job is 0. So time out is what is the duration of the time processing time. So that is your time out. In the next step, time out of the first job is the time in of the second job. You get time out for the first machine. So that is your time in for the second machine. Add the duration of the second job with the above times. This is the time out of the second job. So here you have to listen. Add the duration of the second job with the above time. This is the time out of the second job. So time in will be the time out of the first job. So in the job we have the sequence. So first job time in is 0, time out is processing time of the first job. So for the second job, time in is time out of the first job. Time out of the second job is the duration of the second job. So continue the process till the last job. The time out corresponding to first job of machine 1 is the time in for the first job of machine 2. So for machine 2 you have to come with time in or time out of the first job. So add the duration of the first job of machine 2 with the above. This is the time out of the first job under the machine 2. The same process only. But for the second job, time in value will be different. So for this you have to compare with the time out of the first job, that is in machine 2. In machine 2, clear about this, in machine 2, time out of the first job, and in machine 1, time out of the second job. So you have to compare these two values. For these two values, which one is the biggest one? That should appear in the time in of the second job in machine 2. So that will be here. In the problem, it will be cleared. So you have to listen carefully. Compare the time out of the first job under machine 2 and the time out of the second job of machine 1. Enter the greater number under time in of the second job under machine 2. Add the duration of the second job of machine 2 with the above. So you have to add the time duration. So that will be the time out of the second job for machine 2. So continue the process till the last job. So this is our finding the tabular column. So next we have one calculation. To calculate the total elapsed time and ideal time of machines. Total elapsed time is given by the last number of machine 2. That will be the last time out of all the jobs will be your total elapsed time. Ideal time for machine 1 as well as ideal time for machine 2 will be the same formula. So ideal time of machine 1 is equal to total elapsed time minus total consumed by machine 1. So that is total processing time of machine 1. This will be calculated by the problem itself. So if all the 5 jobs will be given, similarly durations also given. So you have to find out machine 1 total processing time, similarly for machine 2 total processing time. So we get the result. So ideal time for machine 1 means that is the sleeping time of machine 1 is total elapsed time minus the time consumed by machine 1. So this will get the total idle time for machine 1. Similarly we get idle time for machine 2. Now we have to come with the problem processing n jobs through 2 machines. The problem is there are 5 jobs to be done in machine A and machine B. The processing time of 2 machines are given in R. So jobs are given 5 jobs 1, 2, 3, 4. For machine A the processing time will be given. Similarly the processing time for machine B is also given. So your question is find the sequencing of the job and also find, that means calculate the total time elapsed time and ideal time for 2 machines. So for here we have to come for the sequencing table. Afterwards we have to find total time elapsed and ideal time for 2 machines. First we have to come with sequencing table. Already I explained in the steps. So again we have to listen here how will appear the sequencing table. So here we have 2 machines. For the 2 machines you have to see the processing time. Here the least processing time will be 1. So 1 will be appeared in machine A. So here you have to write job 2 for left side of the table. So first you have to draw the table for 5 boxes. So the first one is least processing time is 1. So this 1 is belongs to machine A. So job 2 you have to write in the left side of the box. So you have to just cancel that machine. Then only it will be clear. In the next one, the next least value is, so this job 2 will be already assigned. Now we have to come with 1, 3, 4, 5. For 1, 3, 4, 5, the next least value is 2. This 2. So this 2 is belongs to machine B. So job 1 we have to write in the right side of the box. This is sequencing table. So 1 and 2 jobs will be appeared. The next step you have to come with the next least value. The next least value will be 3. That 3 is belongs to machine A. This 3 is belongs to machine A. So 4 will be appeared in the left side of the table. So 1, 2, 4 will be appeared. Only the remaining jobs are 3 and 5. For these 4 values, the least value will be 6. This 6 will be appeared in machine B. So you have to write job 5 for the right side of the box. Obviously this will be 3. So your sequencing order is 2, 4, 3, 5, 1. So using this order only we have to find the total elapsed time as well as ideal time. Now we have to come with the tabular column. These are the tabular column. So here we have to write the order of the jobs 2, 4, 3, 5, 1. Already we have found this. The next will be machine A and machine B. This is time in, time out for machine A. This is time in, time out for machine B. Always the first time in is 0. So you have to put just 0. Time out for machine A for second job is, here we have listen the tabular column. For second job, processing time for machine A is 1. So 0 plus 1 is 1. So the next we have to come with the fourth job. Fourth job time in is this time out, because in machine A, second job is come with 1 hour. After finishing this job only, we can come with this next job for the same machine. So second job is over in 1 hour. The next 1 hour, after this 1 hour only, we have to appear the fourth job in the same machine. So time in for fourth machine is 1. So for processing time for fourth job in machine A is 3. So 1 plus 3 is 4. So the next job 3 will be appeared in machine A, means after finishing 4 hours. So time in will be 4. I think this will be cleared, because we have only a machine A and machine B. In machine A you should appear 5 jobs. Similarly, machine B is also you should appear 5 jobs. In machine A, the first job will be the second one. Second one job will be finished in 1 hour. In the next job will be 4. The fourth job processing time will be 3 hours. After finishing that 1 hour will be, you have to appear. So 1 plus 3 will be 4. So the next job will be 3. So for 3 time in is 4. So finishing time will be 3 will be 9. So 9 plus 4 is 13. So time in for job 5 is 13. So this will be 10. So this will be 23. So job 1 time n is 23. Finishing time will be 5. So this will be 28. So the first machine is cleared. Next we have to come with the second machine. So here we have to listen. For machine B, time in is time out of machine A, because the machine B is also we have to come with the second job. Second job, first we have to appear in machine A. After that only we have to come with the same job in the next machine. So suppose you are planning to appear the machine A, means so second job will be finished in 1 hour. Suppose you are appeared in a 10 o'clock you are starting a machine, means up to 11 o'clock only the job 2 will be in machine A itself. After 11 o'clock only the same job come to the machine B. Now the time in for job 2 is 1. So time out will be the processing time. For machine 2 the processing time will be 6. So here you have to write 1 plus 6 is a 7. So the next time in will be, for here you have to listen, comparing these two values, that means 4 and 7, which is biggest one, that should be appeared in here. Suppose here 7, here 9, means the time in for fourth job is 9 only here, because the fourth job is finished up to 4 hours. Here the same fourth job will be appeared here, means after finishing the job 2 in machine B only we should appear. So you have to come with the maximum number. Suppose you are appearing 10 o'clock, you have to start a job, means 10 o'clock you have to start job 2 in machine A, means 11 o'clock it will be finished. 11 o'clock the same job will be appeared in machine B. So 11 o'clock it will be appeared, means 7 hours, means it will be over up to 6 o'clock. So 6 o'clock only the job 2 will be finished in machine B. So, but machine A, your 11 o'clock, you have to apply the fourth job. This will be finished within 3 o'clock. But the job machine, the same job you have to appear in machine B means machine B will be finished up to 6 o'clock only. So, you have to wait. For 3 hours, you have to wait. After finishing that 6 o'clock job, that is the 6 o'clock, the second job will be over means you have to next appear the fourth job. So here we have to compare these two values. Which one is the biggest one? It should appear here. So 7 will be here. So fourth job for processing time for machine B is 8. So 7 plus 8 is 15. So here you have to compare 13 and 15. So 15 is the biggest one. So time in is 15. So for 15 here, the third job for machine B is 7. So 15 plus 7 is 22. Now here listen. So 22, 23. So here the biggest value is 23. So you have to write 23 here. So fifth job means that will be 6. So 6 means this will be 29. So for here 29, 28. So 29 is the biggest value. So here you have to write to 29. So 29 here means the first job will be, it will be take 2 hours. So 31. So this is your total elapsed time. So this 31 is total elapsed time. So in this problem we have 3 questions. The first question is sequencing table. The sequencing table will be already finished. Yeah, that is 2, 4, 3, 5, 1. That is sequencing table. The next will be total elapsed time. The total elapsed time is 31. The next you have to find idle time for machine A as well as machine B. So idle time for machine A means you have to subtract this element and the total processing time. So here we have to write ideal time for machine A is equal to total elapsed time minus total time consumed by machine A. So this value will be calculated by directly. So for machine A, the total value is 5 plus 1 plus 9 plus 3 plus 10 is equal to 28. Similarly, 2 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8 plus 6 is equal to 29. So idle time will be 31. Total elapsed time is equal to total elapsed time is equal to 31 hours. Similarly, idle time for machine A is equal to 31 minus the total processing time is 28. Therefore, this is 3 hours. Similarly, idle time for machine B is equal to the same total elapsed time minus total processing time for this machine B is 29. So that is equal to 2 hours. I think this problem will be cleared. In the next class, I will explain the next problem and I will give the homework sum. So today the one problem is enough. So go through properly. If you have any doubt, ask me. Thank you.